Hello children. Yesterday as I explained to you the value added method, how we used to calculate the domestic income, national income by using the value added method, right? Again I am revising in short, then I will teach you the steps of value added method and afterward I will discuss the precautions, right, while using the a value added method to estimate any of the aggregate of national income, right? So again, first of all, I am making you revise the formula, right? You can see value of output. Yesterday I explained to you, this is what the sales plus change in stock is equal to value of output. Then we must deduct intermediate cost to avoid the problem of double counting, right? We must do. After deducting intermediate cost, what it comes? Gross, because depreciation is included in value of output. Till now only we deducted IC. So still the depreciation value is added here. That is why it is a gross, right? Value added at MP, because NIT is here, but till now we have not deducted, so it is at MP. So only after deducting IC from value of output, we must do it to avoid the problem of double counting. What it comes? Which aggregate of national income comes? This is GDP at MP or GB at MP, right? After deducting depreciation from gross, what we get? Net. Gross minus depreciation is equal to net, right? Net value added at MP. After deducting NIT, IT minus subsidies from market price, what it comes? This is the net value added at FC. MP is converted into FC after deducting NIT, right? And after this, to convert into national income, what one more step we have to do? We have to add net factor income earned from abroad with NDP at FC with domestic income, then domestic will be converted into national income, right? So this is the way how to calculate the any of the aggregate or the value added by firm X by firm Y, net value added by firm A by B. This is the formula we are supposed to use it, right? Come to the steps. These are the 4 steps we have to take while estimating the any of the national income. Here national income, here what 4 steps we are supposed to take. First of all, we have to identify and classify the production unit. Identification and classification of production unit. Suppose this is the people of the country, right? And out of these people, how many involved in productive activities? We have to find it out, right? How many involved in productive activities? Suppose these are the people. First time I am just doing of the nation. Out of this population, these many people involved in productive activities. Productive activities. So we have to find out the same. These many people involved in productive activities. Identification. This is what? Identification, right? Identification we did. After this, we have to classify this production unit involved in primary sector, this involved in secondary sector, right? Secondary sector, this involved in tertiary sector, right? So in that way we have to classify all these production units into 3 producing sector: primary, secondary and tertiary. You know, primary sector where the production is done by exploiting the natural resources, nature. This is primary sector. Manufacturing, if we convert primary good into any other commodity, this is secondary sector. If the production of services we are doing, this belongs to tertiary sector. So all these production units, people involved in productive activities, then are to be classified into 3 producing sector: primary, secondary and tertiary. Are you clear? So this is the first step we have to do, identification and classification. This is the first step, which just I have shown through a diagram. After that, we have to calculate GDP at MP. What we have to calculate? GDP at MP. How to calculate GDP at MP? The same method. Value of output minus intermediate cost is equal to GDP at MP. Value of output minus IC is equal to GDP at MP. Third step, calculation of domestic income. How we have to calculate domestic income from GDP at MP? Gross minus depreciation is equal to net, and MP minus NIT is equal to FC. Right? So that way we have to convert the gross domestic product at MP into net domestic product at FC by deducting depreciation, and by deducting NIT from GDP at MP we convert into NDP at FC. Fourth, if suppose in question you will be asked, discuss that steps to be used to calculate domestic income by value added method. Domestic income. So here your answer will be added, because third step we are calculating NDP at FC. But in question you will be asked, discuss the steps here to calculate national income by value added method. So fourth step again you have to add, this is what? Calculation of national income. How to calculate national income from NDP at FC? The same thing, NDP at FC plus NFIA is equal to NNP at FC. So these are the four steps. Identification we did, then classification we did into primary, secondary and tertiary sector of all production unit. After doing this, we have to calculate value of output by all three sector and IC of all three sector. The difference between IC and value of output of all three sector is to be added to find out GDP at MP. For example, GBA at MP of primary plus GBA at MP of secondary, GBA at MP of tertiary, all three will be added to find out the gross domestic product at MP. And after this, third step, what we have to do? We have to deduct depreciation from gross to convert into net. We have to deduct NIT from MP to convert into FC. Then we convert into domestic income NDP at FC. Fourth steps, we have to add net factor income earned from abroad with domestic, right, to convert into national. Right, so these are the steps we are supposed to use here to calculate national income. Come to the precaution what we are supposed to take, right? First of all, initially I explained to you the intermediate cost is never to be added. Intermediate goods never to be added, because it would lead to the problem of double counting. Why? Because the value of intermediate goods are added with the value of final goods. Right? So we are not supposed to add intermediate goods. Next, the value of second hand goods should not be added, because the second hand good is not the production of this year. Their value is added when initially it was produced, right? So it should not be added. Although the commission paid to the agent, right, brokerage, right, is to be added, because that is their services, right, for the sale of second hand goods, right? So that is to be added, as it is the value of services, productive services, right? Next point, the value of goods which is used for the self consumption, never it is to be added, because the goods are produced for self consumption is the production of this year, and while doing the production of goods for self consumption, income is generated. Like farmer produces the wheat, rice, for his family member also a part of production is to be kept. So while doing the production of wheat and rice, the income is generated. He has to purchase the seeds, he has to purchase the insecticide, pesticide, etc. Right? But the value of services meant for self consumption never is to be added, because no income generated. If I am teacher, I will teach to my son or daughter. So there is no money transaction happening, right? So the services, value of service, your mother is cooking food for you, though no income is generated. So this kind of services which are meant for self-consumption is not to be added, while the production of goods meant for self-consumption is to be added. Next year, value of shares, debentures, bonds, never to be added, because these are the mere paper claim. They do not affect the production capacity, right? That is the financial asset. Here we add capital goods, physical goods, not the financial asset, right? That is only the change of ownership in case of old and new. Old, both are never be added, right? Next point, you know that while calculating value added method, any of the aggregate by value added method, we are supposed to add here the imputed value of rent. Imputed value of rent occupied by the owner himself. For example, in this flat, I am deciding it is owned by me. I am the owner. I am not paying the rent to other person. But this house is providing housing facility to me. If it will not be owned by me, I have to reside on rent. I have to pay the rent to others. So imputed value, it is a capital good. House is a capital good. Never it is a consumption durable good. Already I discussed in my previous video. So the imputed value of rent always is to be added in calculation of any of the aggregate through output or through product method or through value added method. So here the value added method is added. Here I explained you the procedure, formula, how to calculate. Then I explained to you the steps which we are using to calculate domestic or national income. After that, I explained to you the precaution which we have to take while estimating any of the aggregate by value added or product method or output method. And I explained to you the problem of double counting, right? So value added method is added. So I hope that you are practicing the numericals also. While doing the practice of numericals, if you are facing any kind of problem, please click the pictures and share it to me, right? Or you can just write in the comment box. Definitely I will take care of your doubts, right? Because the aim of these classes is to make my subject economics very simple and interesting to all the children who all are in my touch through this activity. So have a nice day ahead and be very careful, right? And use the time. Today I will give the message. Time is, that is very much important. Everything may come back, right? But time, the moment which is passing through now, will not come back to your life. So utilize the time fullest and make the outcome, positive outcome by this time which you have. Understood? So have a nice day ahead. God bless you all and do preparation for your term 1 and get good marks. Thank you so much.